Something extraordinary is happening in Toronto right now that has the entire hockey world taking notice. I've covered the Maple Leafs for over 15 years, and I can tell you with absolute certainty, this team is nothing like the previous playoff disappointments we've witnessed. Multiple NHL insiders have confirmed to me that the vibe inside Toronto's locker room is completely transformed. With a confidence level that hasn't been seen in decades, the evidence became undeniable after Thursday night's thrilling 3-2 overtime victory against Ottawa, giving the Leafs a commanding 3-0 series lead and positioning them for their first playoff series sweep since 2001. What's happening isn't just about winning, it's about how they're winning. The mental fortitude displayed by Matthews, Marner, and company to overcome third-period deficits in back-to-back games represents a psychological breakthrough that could finally end Toronto's 57-year Stanley Cup drought. Before we dive deeper into this remarkable transformation and what it means for Toronto's championship aspirations, take a quick second to hit that like button if you believe this could finally be the year for Leafs Nation. The analysis I'm about to share explains exactly why this Toronto team has legitimate Stanley Cup potential that previous iterations simply didn't possess. The evidence supporting Toronto's transformation extends far beyond their commanding 3-0 series lead against their provincial rivals. While Game 1's dominant 6-2 victory certainly raised eyebrows across the hockey world, it's the character displayed in Games 2 and 3 that truly separates this iteration of the Maple Leafs from their predecessors. Both contests featured the exact scenario that has repeatedly broken Toronto in previous playoffs, losing third-period leads in high-pressure situations. But rather than collapsing under the weight of their tortured history, this group displayed remarkable resilience by regrouping and securing dramatic overtime victories. The mental fortitude required to overcome such adversity represents a psychological breakthrough that cannot be overstated. Anthony Stolarz, the journeyman goaltender thrust into the playoff spotlight, has been nothing short of brilliant, allowing exactly 2 goals in each game while making several momentum-shifting saves at critical junctures. His calm demeanor in pressure situations has provided Toronto with the reliable backstopping that has often eluded them in previous playoff campaigns. Meanwhile, the Leafs' top line featuring Auston Matthews, Mitch Marner, and rookie sensation Matthew Knies has been virtually unstoppable, generating high-danger scoring chances at will and converting them at a rate that would make any coach envious. What's been particularly impressive is the offensive contribution from Toronto's blue line. 4 goals already from defensemen, something that was conspicuously absent throughout much of their regular season campaign. What truly differentiates this Maple Leafs team, however, is their mature approach to playoff success. Rather than celebrating their commanding series lead as if they've accomplished something significant, the players recognize that advancing past Ottawa would represent merely the first step in a much longer journey. This perspective represents a dramatic shift from previous years, when simply winning a playoff round seemed to be the organization's primary objective. They believe, and we can say that, but it's up to them to believe. I feel like they believe, noted respected hockey insider Frank Saravalli on Friday's edition of Daily Faceoff Live. The real test won't be the first round for this team. It's not about winning one round. You can't just sit, clean your hands and say, we did it. Thank God we got to the second round. They've never gotten more than 25% of the way to winning a Stanley Cup. That's the real benchmark. That's the test. This enhanced perspective reflects a team that has finally embraced championship aspirations, rather than simply seeking to overcome their historical first-round failures. The defensive approach has featured remarkable balance rather than over-reliance on a single shutdown pair. Every defenseman is averaging between 18:30 and 21.51 minutes per game, a testament to head coach Sheldon Keefe's newfound trust in his entire defensive unit and a distribution pattern typically seen in teams that make deep playoff runs. While Toronto appears poised to advance past Ottawa, potentially via Saturday night's sweep opportunity on enemy territory, the organization fully understands that their real challenge awaits in the second round. A potential matchup with the Florida Panthers, last year's Eastern Conference champions, who pushed Vegas to the limit in the Stanley Cup Finals, represents the true measuring stick for this revamped Maple Leafs squad. Look at the Florida Panthers. They're not sitting here thinking, I'm scared of the Toronto Maple Leafs in the second round, Saravalli emphasized. They've been to 2 straight Stanley Cup Finals. This reality check highlights the significant challenge that awaits even if Toronto completes their sweep of Ottawa. However, there's genuine optimism among NHL analysts that this version of the Maple Leafs possesses both the talent and mental fortitude to overcome such formidable opposition. Tyler Yaremchuk expressed this sentiment directly. Another sign that for me is part of why I put them in the Cup final in my DFO bracket. They look a little different. Even Bronny James, son of LeBron and rookie for the Leafs, has shown remarkable growth and development despite early season struggles, providing valuable depth minutes when called upon. The emergence of previously unheralded contributors further strengthens Toronto's case as legitimate contenders rather than perennial disappointments. As Saturday night's potential series-clinching game approaches, the hockey world watches with fascination. Are we witnessing Toronto's long-awaited breakthrough as a legitimate Stanley Cup contender? Or simply another false dawn before inevitable disappointment? What do you think about this transformed Maple Leafs team? Do they finally have what it takes to make a deep playoff run? Or will familiar demons resurface against tougher competition? Drop your predictions in the comments below and hit that like button if you're as captivated by Toronto's potential playoff renaissance as I am. After decades of covering this team's heartbreaks, I'm genuinely starting to believe this group might be different. And that's something I never thought I'd say about the Toronto Maple Leafs.